This the type of that happens in beef, that slick talk, followed by some stick talk, then sleep.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Slick Talk Real Convos. I'm your host, Rick Wandika, a.k.a. Slick Rick. The first Slick Talk episode of 2026, filmed in 2026. And I'm joined by the homie Joe, a.k.a. Shloppy Joe.
Woo! It's me, your boy, Shloppy Joe, with the S and H. Shloppy. Yeah.
Welcome to Slick Talk. Cheers.
Cheers, man. It's good to be here.
That's
liquor.
This feels appropriate considering we're recording this on the Tuesday before the Super Bowl. You joined your first fantasy football league this year.
I might go undefeated in fantasy. I don't
chill out.
go 1-0. I might never play again.
Our fantasy football league, we have 14 people in it first year, and you ended up taking the crown. You beat Matt, the homie Matt.
The two most unexpected people to be in it, man. Shout out. I mean, I never played, so I thought I had a horrible record. I was like 6-8, so I did not think I was even gonna make it. You know what I mean? I thought you had to have like at least a winning record, but now that I watch football, I realize you could fucking win that shit, fucking with the losing record, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm just used to only going to the, we go one and done, barely make it. We'll win the division and then just say 6 deuce. You know what I mean? But
yeah, so I wouldn't be a bad segue. How do you feel about Mike Tomlin walking away from the Steelers?
Obviously, we all chanted it, right? As a Steeler fan, we was like, all right, enough's enough. If I would have known that we would have got Mike McCarthy, maybe I wouldn't have chanted that. You know what I mean? But no, it is what it is. Mike McCarthy is, I don't know much about football, but I know he's at least a decent kind of coach. I think it's time for a change. You know what I mean? As a dynasty who's only had 3 coaches, I feel like change is good sometimes, especially when we're at a point where you're kind of just like, we're at that tipping point of being like good, but not really being like a dominant force, or like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, compared to like the past 20 years. Beforehand, I guess you could say, Steelers were kind of dominant. We had the 6 Super Bowls, which we ride on for the rest of our lives. We will fucking die by that shit. Hell yeah, we will. But we haven't really got past, we haven't won the 7th or 8th. All right, bro, let's switch it up a little bit. So
yeah, I agree. I think it was time for Tomlin to go. With all due respect, I think he was a solid coach. He took y'all 2 Super Bowls early in his tenure. Yeah. Won the first one against the Cardinals, lost the second one to the Packers. But after that, it's just a bunch of like mid stuff, honestly.
Yeah,
a lot of mediocrity.
Very mid.
Like you said, make it to the playoffs. I think the closest I can remember most recently was like 2017.
Yeah, with I think Mike Wallace, when we had Mike Wallace, I think it was.
No. That was when Antonio Brown before he went crazy.
He got the CTE, brother, for dying on the field.
Man.
Yeah, no, but that was a good season too. Obviously, I liked the old days when we had Hines Ward and fucking Palomalu. Man, those were the good old days. Yeah. I was telling my brother the other day, I was like, dude, you miss out on the good. He was born in 2007, so he didn't really get to see the shit. You know what I mean? He saw the shit, but he didn't get to see the shit, right? So he's only seen mediocrity. You know what I mean? He hasn't really got to see a real playoff contention team or someone who's like a threat. You know what I mean? We make it to the playoffs and like teams pray they get us. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, we got the Steelers. Fuck it.
One of the division.
Yeah, it's all right. Like so. A little bump up would be nice. Obviously, this is not going to happen in probably not even 3 years. Yeah, I feel like it's going to take him a couple years, especially with us not having a quarterback right now, unless we get super fucking lucky and just land some shit, or we land my boy Jameis Winston from the Giants. From the Giants. I feel like that's all we got so far. But other than that, like, I hope we do not get Geno Smith. Please leave that guy over there.
He might need to retire after this.
Yeah,
that was bad.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is staying another year neither.
No, he won't.
He's out of here.
Yeah, he's done.
So
if either he's retiring or he's gonna continue to kind of follow Brett Favre and head up to Minnesota to play for the Vikings.
Hey man, what is it? JJ McCarthy just got hurt, right?
JJ McCarthy was very underwhelming this year, and then he had a lot of injuries.
He was injured in the beginning or middle of the season, right? And then he got injured again towards the end. I know because I sold my quarterback. I traded my quarterback, so I had to pick him up on reserve, and somehow I still won. I picked up JJ McCarthy, and I started him when he got hurt. But good thing I got Chase Brown in that trade. Shout out to Abel for that trade.
Fuck you, Abel. Yeah, he did help you with that trade. I know Torres and I helped you draft, and Abel was there a little bit.
Yeah, you guys gave me some pointers out because I didn't really know players. Like I said, like I really watched the Steelers back when Hines Ward and motherfucker Troy Polamalu and
that era,
like that era of players. You know what I mean? Like I know them, but it's like okay, I knew the quarterbacks obviously because like you watch a game, so like Josh Allen's good and shit like that. But like I didn't know Jonathan Taylor was a beast, bro.
he had a. I mean, this was a great season for him. He had an MVP caliber season like 2 years ago, 2023, I believe, and then 2024. I think he was injured. It's anything can happen.
I really firmly believe that I was beginner's luck because like I really didn't know what I was doing. So like some of the players that I just was like, oh, that like you just look at kind of stats or whatever, and you're just like, oh, like I think that's good.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And it's like okay, like what? And then it just so happened to kind of work out. Me and Abel did not cohese into that trade. I swear to God,
I have the cousin-in-laws conspiring.
We did not conspire. Like, we did not do any of that. He just needed a quarterback. He actually wanted Daniel Jones at first. And I was like, man, Daniel Jones is hot right now. I'm not about to trade that guy, but I'll give you Jared Goff, right? Daniel Jones breaks his fucking leg like 2 games later, bro. And I was like, oh my God. So that's why I had to pick up J.J. McCarthy because I traded with Jared Goff, was relying on Daniel Jones, got hurt. So I was like, all right, it is what it is. But good thing I got Chase Brown out of it because, man, he put up like 40 points like back to back, bro. I was like the last like 4 games, bro. I was like, oh shit. Run.
I know. I know Ashley was like, I can't believe he beat me. Like, because she had a good season. She was winning matchups, and
it was that the girl that was undefeated.
Yeah,
and I gave her first loss, right?
And then that was her second loss.
That was a crazy time.
And the playoff.
I was ecstatic. This year. I was ecstatic for that. I was like, I need to beat her. But then
she was sick. She was like, this is bullshit. You never know. Any given Sunday, literally, it could happen. Any given week, whatever.
Yeah, I think she had Bo Nix, and she had another good quarterback, and she was like switching between them. I'm also a fucking weird OCD guy, so like if I play you in fantasy, bro, I'm looking at all your shit. Like every matchup that you played, bro, I'm looking at that shit. So I know that she was switching between Bo Nix and I forgot the other quarterback, but I know she was switching. Oh, Trevor Lawrence, and like she was kind of like in a position where she was like putting Trevor Lawrence on the bench, and he was doing crazy and putting Bo Nix, and he was getting like 4 points. So I hit her in that rotation when she was kind of like switching between quarterbacks. So it was good for me.
She had a good season. She's somebody, I know she only started playing fantasy football 2 years ago because her and Kayla, her best friend Kayla, they invited me to their league in 2023 because I think Kayla had played before, but none of the other ones that joined our league had played before that year, really. So she's like, oh, you can kind of help us. So I joined the league as kind of like more of a mentor, I guess. I mean,
he's like, I knew him the most.
And then I think Kayla last year made it to the championship, lost to Tori.
Fuck that guy.
And this year, Ashley looked like the favorite for most of the season, and then she loses to you.
Yeah.
They can't catch up.
I'm glad it turned out the way it turned out, and I'm glad I didn't have to play Taurus because fuck that guy. That guy had all the good rookies. I was like, how do you know these things? Like,
football mind, man.
Nah, for sure. He'd be for sure watching college. That's one thing I don't watch is college. So I don't know the people coming into the NFL or like the draft. Like I have no idea who these people are for the most part. I'm like, oh, he won the Heisman? Sick. You know what I mean? I don't really know. Yeah, last person I knew in college was Reggie Bush. Let's put it that way. Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart. That's all I knew who was. You know what I mean? But I actually just found out Sam Darnold was actually a USC quarterback.
Yes.
I don't watch football. I just seen a video on Instagram about Sam Darnold's fucking journey into the NFL or whatever. He was actually like not that good when he first started.
I mean, he played for the Jets. So I was like, Jets are horrible. He played under Adam Gase, who was also terrible.
But then they benched him, and then they put him. Where did he go? They traded him to some other team, right? I feel like he was at.
He went to Carolina.
Carolina is where he was at.
And then he was a backup in San Francisco 1 year.
And that's why I read he was a backup.
Then he went to Minnesota, and now he's on the Seahawks, taking them to the Super Bowl. And I thought it was kind of crazy. I'm pretty good with NFL history. USC's not known for putting out good quarterbacks.
For sure not.
The best quarterback to come out of USC, in my opinion, is probably Carson Palmer. Yeah. And maybe I'm forgetting like decades ago, but Carson Palmer.
Definitely not Mark Sanchez or
Mark Sanchez.
Matt Leinart.
I know Mark Sanchez took. I mean, not really. He was the Jets quarterback when they went to back-to-back AFC Championship games his rookie and sophomore year. But that was because of Rex Ryan's defenses. Yeah. They had Bart Scott and shit. Like they had Darrelle Revis. That defense was stacked.
That's a good.
But Mark Sanchez, unfortunately, dealing with his issues now.
I was about to say, that guy's canceled, I think.
and his NFL career is most remembered for the fucking butt fumble on Thanksgiving in 2012.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about the butt fumble.
God, that was terrible. As a USC fan, you always want to see your favorite college team's athletes do well in the pros, but that was tough to watch. I was like, yep. I think it's time to move on from Mark Sanchez. Carson Palmer had decent success with the Bengals, and they never won a playoff game with him. But he had exciting teams in the 2000s. He had guys like Ocho Cinco, T.J. Houshmandzadeh, Cedric Benson in the late 2000s.
He's naming a bunch of names I've never heard of.
But he had a real career. I mean, they went to the Raiders and was terrible. Then he went to the Cardinals, revived his career. They went to the 2015 NFC Championship game and lost to the Panthers. But I would probably say he's like the most well-known quarterback to come out of USC to have like even success. He didn't have great success. He had a solid career.
I feel like if he wins the Super Bowl, for sure.
Sam Darnold's the best USC quarterback to make it to the pros.
He's the greatest of all time. out of USC.
I thought it was crazy. He's the first USC quarterback to start in the Super Bowl. So Matt Leinart, that USC era with Pete Carroll and shit, I think maybe because they had ran college football for about 3 years, they went back-to-back 3 in a row national championship appearances. Lost the last one. Unfortunately, that was a sad day.
That was a crazy day.
20 years ago.
I remember that day like it was crazy. We were in a pizza parlor, and my dad and my uncle were going through it. And looking back on it, they had money on that shit. They had to. They had to have money on that shit because there's no reason why you should be acting like that.
I mean, my 10-year-old ass almost cried, but I was 10. I didn't have money on it. I was just watching the game. Like, I thought we were gonna win. Not that Texas didn't have dudes, they did, but I was just so confident in my team. We hadn't lost. I was like, oh, and we're in the Rose Bowl. We're in LA County. Like, sure. But nah, Vince Young took over.
That shit was crazy. But I knew they had money, like big bread. But they probably couldn't pay back. Because that was a crazy time. That was a vivid time in my life where I was like.
Your dad said, mijo, you're not going to see me again.
A crash out, big crash out, bro. I was like, what the fuck? You ever seen someone throw a whole ass drink in the bar? Like glass, bro. That shit was crazy. Fun time. It was a pizza parlor. But it was a bar. That was a pizza parlor.
We're at the bar at the pizza parlor.
If you guys ever been to Peps in Covina, it's right there next to Rite Aid.
Oh man! So you mentioned 16-year-old Joe. I met you our sophomore year of high school when I transferred to Covina PE class.
That was a crazy time.
Mr. Merrill's PE class.
Was that second period PE class?
Yep, sure was.
That was a crazy time.
Mr. Merrill, Miss Wong.
We were little fucking hood rats back in the day. Doing crazy shit.
Y'all were pretty fun. I wouldn't say y'all were crazy. Maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention, but y'all were funny to me. I thought y'all were pretty funny, that little group.
I don't know why they put all the bad kids in one PE class. I felt bad for that PE teacher. Because if I was that PE teacher, bro, I probably would have quit. I'm like, I'm not getting paid this much. Fuck that, bro. I think that's why he didn't really do much. Like, he was always chilling as fuck. A couple of times he'd be like, just shut the hell up, you guys. You know what I mean? But that's because we was talking wild.
That was a funny class. You, Robert, Rudy, Eddie, Eric.
It was like a bunch of soccer players on one.
Soccer players.
I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. We're already bad people.
You said you play a little semi-pro soccer.
A little bit,
Some time down in Mexico.
A little Rosarito. I played for Rosarito Dolphins. Didn't really actually play a game because, like I said, I had to go against a 26-year-old guy. Never was gonna get a chance, bro. I think I got. Actually, I'm lying. I played 2 minutes. I remember they put me in for the last 2 minutes for a time waste. They didn't do shit. I didn't even touch the ball. I think I got on the field and they blew the whistle like as soon as I got on there. I think that's what happened. It was pretty embarrassing at that time. But
they said this kid's coming in. Yeah, we're done here.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was a good time though. I mean, my teammates respected me, so it was all good. You know what I mean? But
how did that come about? How did you make it onto that club?
So I at first played for a team called Pachuca. That's not like actually in Pachuca, but they were like a subdivision of that was in Tijuana. So like once a year they would take us to a tryout in Mexico and we would try out for Pachuca. When I had moved there, I was maybe like 15. When I got there, they had just came back from their first one. So I joined the team and I didn't get to go try out with the actual Pachuca team. But like that was quote unquote what they offered, you know what I mean? So that's why I kind of like joined that team. I did pretty solid in there, and that was in Tijuana. And I guess one of the goalies or coaches, there was a big soccer complex there down in Tijuana. and a bunch of people used to go. And it actually where they had the Tijuana Cholos tryouts. That's when they had first became into the promotional division. So I was trying out for that team. But the way soccer works is kind of like they already know who they want to pick. You know what I mean? But they have to make it quote unquote fair to like let people go in. You know,
formalities,
what I mean? Formalities, and you know it's money. You got to pay to try out, right? So like they want money. You know what I mean? So obviously they're trying to get funds and make their money back as well, right? So I just wanted to go in for the experience. I already knew that in the situation going in. You know what I mean? But it's good to have an experience and to still make a name for yourself. And I guess that's what I ended up doing. And the guy from Rosarito Dolphins ended up making contact through that and was like, try out for this team, and I ended up trying out for that team. But that was a weird time in my life where I was like fully committed, but then a part of me was like, you know, being in a whole different country was like, and not really having like a bunch of friends and stuff like that. What I was normally used to was more like, you know, standing close with like online friends, you know, my friends through like Facebook and shit like that. And it was cool, but I think more of like a mental health for me was like I just ended up trying out for the team, but then realizing like I wasn't like really gonna get a lot of playing time at that time, and I was kind of just gonna be stuck there until, like I said, that older guy was gonna just dip out. Thinking about it now, I probably would have had a better chance because he was already old, you know what I mean? And they were looking for somebody new. Didn't take that into consideration when you're young. So I ended up leaving and not really like, not giving it my all in a sense, you know what I mean? So it's like a little bit of a regret that I have on looking back on it, but I mean, everything happens for a reason, you know what I mean? I'm glad that I did come back. I still have you guys as my friends that I've had since high school, you know what I mean? So it's pretty crazy because not that many people could say that, you know what I mean? Obviously we lost them on the way, right? Not friends with everybody I was friends with in high school, but you know, we got a solid like, you know, 5, you know what I mean, or 6.
It's like 10. Well, it dwindles over the years. What's funny is I remember last year when we went to Laughlin, I think Brenda was asking Taurus
for my birthday.
Yeah, when we went to Laughlin for your birthday, we were talking about like how the group came to be.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Damn, that's a long ass story." I said, "I guess the cliff notes is like, I know you guys kind of had your group, like you, Robert, Ruben, you know, Valeria, all of them, and then
the potheads."
and then I hung out with, you know, the football linemen. It was me, Taurus,
big ass guys.
Yeah, Matt, who played basketball, but he kicked it with us.
Yeah.
And at some point after high school, I kind of remember more so. I mean, we kicked it a little bit after high school. I think we started more coming together like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
Because I remember Ruben came to my house a lot. You and Ruben still kicked it pretty often. And we would come here, we go to his, we go to mine. I think 2017 was when it got solidified, when we all turned 21.
Yeah, we started going to Vegas, and
we went to Vegas for the first time.
We all like to gamble and stay up till 4 a.m. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I think that really solidified, like, okay, this is a good group. And for the last 9 years now, we've still lost a couple over those 9 years. And it is what it is. But
I feel like Vegas is the ultimate test of like friendship, right? Because like, dude, Vegas can go real south, you know what I mean? And you don't really know who's really with you, you know what I mean? So it's like,
when I lose all this money, am I gonna want to kill you?
Yeah.
Or am I gonna want to have a drink with you?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Make me feel better.
Yeah, are you gonna make me feel better after knowing that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's hard to travel with people, and again, we were pretty young at the time, 21.
No, traveling with people, like I said, like, but Vegas especially because like it's a lot of alcohol involved. It's a lot of
stress.
A lot of sleep deprived. You know what I mean? You're gonna be fucking. You know what I mean? And then it's like everybody wants to do something, right? So we all gotta like, especially if you're in a big group, you gotta coordinate, and like if you want obviously those people to do what you want to do, you have to do what they want to do, right?
A lot of give and take.
It's a lot of give and take, right? And it's like,
I remember 10 years ago we also did the Big Bear trip to the cabin.
That was fun too. That was a good time.
That was cool. And again, it's not like that was kind of traveling, not really traveling.
That's when Ruben threw the fucking snowball in Taurus's face, right?
No, Taurus threw the snowball.
Oh, in Ruben's face. That was real. Yeah, that's a test right there because he was looking mad as fuck.
I think that's a lot of bonding shit. Like, you know, we cooked together. We made breakfast. We made burgers and shit. And you know,
you realize you're like, okay, like you did it. You know what I mean?
Living sharing a house for the weekend. It was a big enough house. There was like 10 people in that.
Yeah,
we had like 5 people. We had 5 people in the living room.
I think it was pull-out couch.
Yeah, I think
someone brought an air mattress. I feel like.
I think Ruben might have got the air mattress.
Somebody brought an air. I just remember someone blowing that shit up. Oh, what the fuck?
I think it was Ruben. And then we had, you know, there was like the couples in the bedroom. So like it is a lot to travel with people, to share space with people, and I think after that trip, I was like, okay, that's cool. But a year later, going to Vegas, being 21, being grown, and like you said, doing all the shit that like we didn't have a plan. We went to Big Bear, like we're gonna share this cabin, we're gonna play in the snow. We didn't have like a snow.
I think we tried to go, but we didn't have nobody brought we got chains.
Yeah,
so we were kind of just like, well, we're just gonna go to this hill and like fuck around.
Yeah, so it wasn't much of a plan, but Vegas, like you said, coordinating if we're gonna go to this bar or this club or this show or whatever the case is. I think after that, it was like, all right, this is solidified. Your house, this backyard has always been kind of a kick-it spot. My house in 2017 kind of became a kick-it spot.
Yeah.
Matt's house for a while during and after high school, and now it's a kick-it spot.
I remember some iconic parties at Matt's house.
For sure. So that's why it's crazy thinking back to all the times. I was just thinking about I was talking to Joaquin right now when we were driving back here, but I was like, man, one of the best parties I went to in high school, I don't know if we talked about the Matt and Torres podcast, was when Frankie and Evan had their 18th birthday. I don't know if you went.
I don't know. I might have been in Mexico.
Maybe. Frankie and Evan had their 18th birthday party their senior year, and that got pretty lit. But I was just thinking about all the times of like.
Maybe I did go.
Over her adult life.
Is that when somebody got gifted a dirt bike?
No.
I went to a party and somebody got gifted a dirt bike. And I was like, this is the wrong party. I'm at the wrong party, bro.
No,
I was like, that's crazy. I don't know. No. For me, I was just like, dirt bike.
I'll tell the story again. Joaquin just heard this shit. But the funny part is, they were hyping that shit up all week at school. Like, it was a thing. And these motherfuckers were selling wristbands for $10 for all you can drink at the party. And these motherfuckers had kegs.
That's a good.
They had mixed drink. Man, it was solid.
I'm gonna tell my son to do that shit. I was just selling like fucking Halloween candy and shit, bro. I was not thinking about throwing parties, and my mom would have beat my ass up. But
this dude, no, they had. I think they had the house for the weekend. I think the parents were gone, so like
my mom would have found a way to beat my ass.
Probably different family familial relationships.
For sure. No, I for sure partied, but I feel like my mom knew, but she just pretended she didn't know. You know what I mean?
Even now, to this day.
To this day, yeah.
To this day. To this day. To this day.
To this day. She's like, what? He's drunk? Like, yeah. You saw me take my shot.
That party
you gave him to me. You gave me the shot.
Served me. You told me I was a bitch if I didn't drink it. That party got pretty lit. I was telling Joaquin that there was a stripper.
I definitely wasn't there. I would have remembered
So they said they ordered a stripper. I'm pretty sure this was like a college girl who was just down to get naked because like she didn't really. I mean, I think she had a little too much to drink, but she didn't really dance very well.
She was very uncoordinated.
This
guy wants some choreography skills. If you're a stripper, you better have some choreography skills. I don't want to see.
As someone who, I've been to
no tipping and shit.
I've been to the strip club a couple times, and I don't, girls look good, whatever. But you want to earn some money. I need to see some cool shit. I saw a girl airwalking. She was hanging she was on the pole like this, and she was doing this shit.
That's tight.
I was like, God damn.
I'm not gonna lie,
that's some crazy core strength.
The first time I went to a strip club, I think it was when we went to Seattle with, I don't know if I should name names, but I went to Seattle, all right, with some friends that you know. And we went with some people, and we went to Deja Vu because it was one of the guys I went with. I was already 21, but it was his 18th birthday.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, little brother. So I was like, "Yo, you're 18, bro. You could go to Deja Vu, bro." So we went to Deja Vu. I'm single at the time, by the way.
You're not single now.
Yeah, not single now, but at the time, I'm talking about it. Anyway, he was 18, so I was like, let's go. Everyone else was down. Everyone else was already 21, and we was already kind of drinking at that time, so we was like, Loki was in with walking distance from where we were staying at, too. It was kind of crazy. So we went there, and that's the first time I ever seen someone throw a stack of, like,
a booklet
at a girl's head, bro. Bam, hard as fuck. Yeah, I know you've seen some of those videos. Yeah. I've seen that shit in real life, and I laughed so fucking hard. And I was like, I didn't know you could do that. You know what I mean? And she just picked it up. You know what I mean? She kind of looked like dickhead. You know what I mean? But she picked it up and shook some ass, and she showed him some fucking pussy. That was crazy. Excuse my language. I don't know if you can talk like that. But that was crazy, right? So I was like, whatever. Buy him a lap dance, and like while he was doing a lap dance, I'm just like, we're watching the girls. You know how they do their show or whatever. This girl got from the top, bro. I swear to God, like 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And dropped into a split.
Oof.
I threw my 20. What the hell? You deserve that. Right? Yeah. That's
you got dedication. You got to do some acrobatics in that. It's not about how good you look, and a lot of girls can shake ass, I need to see some crazy shit. You gotta
It was crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what?
That same thing. The Airwalker girl was about 20 feet up at the top of the pole, like this. I was like, damn.
It was crazy because I thought she fell.
I thought she was dead.
I swear, and then she landed in the split. Started shaking ass cheeks, and I was like,
hey, she came back down, and I was like, hey, come here. And I threw a few bills. I was like, you earned that shit.
I thought about throwing it like that guy too. I was like, can I throw that?
Nah, that's crazy.
I was like, nah, that's fucked up.
I'm a respectful ass person.
After I threw it there, I was like, damn, I shouldn't have thrown that much. should have slid it back.
You know, any person minds seeing a beautiful woman, but like, no, it's not worth it. Like I
got dealers. Dealers are beautiful. You ever notice how beautiful the dealers are?
Of course.
It's just like you just
throwing
bread at them. You don't even give a fuck.
It is a waste of money, but again, at the time I was with a girl who also enjoyed going, and I was like,
yeah, if your girl wants to go, you gotta do what your girl wants.
I was like, all right, I'm down, cool. When I realized that you were a real one, it was the first Vegas trip we went to. We went to the Chandelier, and we all ordered drinks. I kept it cool. I ordered a beer. I was like, because I had a little bit, I had enough money, but I was like, I know this shit's expensive, so let me just get a beer. Yeah, but you had been doing good at the tables, and you said, hey guys, I got the first round.
If I'm winning, we're all winning.
He's like, guys, I got the first round, and we were all like, oh shit. We're like, all right, for sure. So we ordered. You picked up the tab. I think it was a little over 100, and the only reason it was over 100, we ain't gonna say the name, but that motherfucker ordered that goddamn martini.
It was a crazy drink, but I'm gonna give it to him. He was gonna pay for that shit no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Like when I'm gonna pay for something, I'm finna not tell you, right? Like because if you know that you about to get paid for, you might switch up and be like, oh, I'm about to order this crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like about to order the $30 drink instead of the $19 drink. You feel me? So I'm like, I'm gonna let them order and then I'm gonna do it. So like when he ordered that shit, I was like, this motherfucker, it's crazy. But all right, it's cool. I fucks with it.
It's cool, but just for reference, he did the corniest shit. Because, you know, these bars, like you said, servers are cute, dealers are cute. They're trying to make you spend more money.
Yeah.
She was a cute server. She came over, asked us what we want. He was the last one to order, too. And this motherfucker said, oh, yeah, can I get a martini, shaken, not stirred? And I was like, motherfucker, you know that shit is shaken. Like, don't. Yeah. You ain't fucking James Bond.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
And the girl was like, haha. Okay. I was like,
took forever to get our drinks.
Oh,
that shit right now. I was like, God, this is not.
No.
It's also worse than it was like the time when Ruben was like, good luck. And we all lost. Double zeros. Everybody lost. Everybody lost. It was crazy. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. I've never seen someone say good luck, blow on the table, and then everybody fucking lose. That shit was crazy.
Motherfucker had some bad breath.
Fucking crazy, bro. I was like, get the fuck, go the fuck back over there. Don't even get me started on Vegas. There's a lot of good Vegas fucking stories.
There's plenty of good Vegas stories that we probably can't talk about.
Some of them are illegal.
Some of them can't be said on cameras. I don't know what statute of limitations are on certain things, and we're just going to leave it at that.
Plead the fifth. I know my rights.
We talked about some WWE.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're a huge WWE fan.
I love Gunther.
Fuck Gunther.
I fucking love Gunther. I'm wearing a motherfucking Undertaker shirt right now, buddy.
But you're a huge WWE fan, and your favorite wrestler of all time is...
motherfucking Jeff Hardy, son. Growing up, that was like a staple in my household. I feel like Monday and Fridays, me and all my cousins was watching most of WWE. Even my grandma. I think my grandma both basically got us into it. You know what I mean? She loved Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Shout out to Noni.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So she was out here, like, you know, putting me on game. So I was out here a little legit, you know what I mean? Just a little 5-year-old just doing swanton bombs, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, that shit's crazy. Yeah, I'm a big WWE fan. I mean, I don't really love what's going on right now, you know what I mean? Obviously, Royal Rumble fucking sucked ass, but it was cool. I mean, I like what they're doing with Gunther. I know some people don't. Some people don't like what the angle they're going on.
I can appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I like old school wrestling, you know what I mean? So I like his style of wrestling where it's like slow, methodical, and just kind of like just real like chop. Like I'm gonna just slap the shit out of you, you know what I mean? And just like real rap raw.
No,
you know what I mean?
He's great. He's a hell of a wrestler. I'm just saying, like some of the storytelling, some parts of it, I'm kind of like, I feel like this could be done better, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Everything's subjective.
I don't like that they just brought Roman Reigns out here to win the Royal Rumble. Like, we already knew him.
I was like,
he was already in the main event a night of WrestleMania, so we didn't really need to give him
we could
the Royal Rumble.
Could have built somebody else.
Yeah, we could have really gave it to. I mean, I like what they did with Braun Breaker, but I would have liked if they would have gave it to him. Or since Gunther came in, they could have just gave it to Gunther to get him back in the title picture. But I would like to see him win the Elimination Chamber. He hasn't really been in like that kind of a caliber match. It'd be cool to see him do something like that. He's not like he's not in ladder matches. I don't think I've seen him in like a steel cage match or like a Hell in a Cell type thing. Yeah, just a straight wrestler.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Technician type
wrestler. So I wouldn't mind seeing him, be in the elimination chamber and coming out on top. You know what I mean? Getting out of the comfort zone. Still winning by fucking the sleeper hold. I love that shit. I love the winning. I love the winning by sleeper hold, bro. That's super old school for me.
It's a
you
great
don't
move.
see it, like often. You know what I mean? You always see someone's finisher like off the top rope or like something crazy extravagant, which is cool. I'm not gonna hate on any of that because I like Jeff Hardy, obviously. So I fucking love a top rope fucking jump, right? But it's not different, obviously, but more. I would say something basic but still build on that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's
Even
impactful.
though it's impactful. You know what I mean? Like especially with like you can see the resilience through the person he's putting the sleeper hold in, because it's not like he just sleeper holds them
and then
they just pass out. Occasionally, for the weaker guys, right? But like in the AJ Styles instance, that was a 4-minute sleeper hold.
I like how they did.
You know what I mean? Like he was fighting that shit for 4 minutes, bro. So you get to see phenomenal one. Yeah, so you get to see like even with John Cena, like he didn't just fucking put him in the sleeper hold. Like again, that was like another 4-minute sleeper hold. It was just trying to. The John Cena one was a little worse, I would say. I was like that. I just didn't like how he tapped. That motherfucker smiled and was like, all right, but John Cena's not I would say AJ Styles is more of obviously a quote unquote better wrestler than John Cena, right? Obviously John Cena is the GOAT, but AJ Styles is obviously a better wrestler than John Cena, right? So he's way more athletic. Yeah, way more athletic. Yeah. So I think John Cena wishes he had that fight that he had with the AJ Styles. You know what I mean? I think that's what John Cena really wanted to be his last match, but he's just not that type of wrestler in general. You're not that guy, buddy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
But I really did like that last, that AJ Styles. You know what I mean? I don't think AJ Styles is retiring. I think he's about to go back to TNA or AEW to maybe win one more title and then, do a retirement. We'll see. So I feel like, him wanting to take off the gloves, acting like he was going to put it on, but then putting them back on. It's kind of a tell sign. Like he's like, I'm not done yet, but I'm done at WWE. But I'm not done wrestling.
While we're on the subject, can you name a Mount Rushmore of WWE superstars, past, present?
Like the greatest. Like what is that? 5?
4. So if you want to give me a top 4 to 6, if you want to do top 5, you can do top 5 wrestlers of all time.
I'll do of all time, and then I'm gonna do my honorary mention.
Go for it.
I don't think. Obviously, my favorite wrestler is Jeff Hardy, so I don't think he's obviously on that top, 5 wrestlers. But he's an honorable mention for sure, just because he's my favorite. He did a lot of impact for the community, I'll say that. One of those guys that really never got that extra push, but that's just because of his own battles. Obviously, The Rock has to be on there. The great one. The 2000s era, even to like now, the final boss. Obviously, Stone Cold. Those are the two, obviously, that I grew up with. I think everyone else grew up with. They actually elevated it higher. Bret Hart is up there too as well, just because he carried that whole 80s. Some people must say Hulk Hogan. Fuck that guy.
Fuck Hulk Hogan.
But I like Bret Hart just because, again, like I like like a true wrestler. I like the submitter.
The greatest technician, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
So like I'll say Bret Hart is obviously there, not in any specific order as well. You know what I mean? Just naming off the top of my dome.
Yeah, this is a tier thing. They're all up there.
Yeah, I have to throw Shawn Michaels on there. Just a classic every WrestleMania that he's ever been in is fucking classic. Whether it's Kurt Angle or fucking Undertaker,
John Cena.
He's fought basically everyone that you want to fight. So Shawn Michaels is definitely up there. And I think for the last one, that's gonna be a hard one. I think for the last one, I would have to put someone obviously more relevant and everything like that. Considering the things, I would probably have to say Roman Reigns, just because of like what he's done for this era. I'm not a big super fan of Roman Reigns. I do respect him. I'm not a hater on him. I'll cheer for him to win sometimes, depending on who he's fighting, right? But I think carrying the new era into it, he kept it relevant. Him and the Bloodline, that whole storyline was keeping people interested, selling out shows. I'm glad he broke the record because we didn't want Hulk Hogan to keep that shit.
The longest reign.
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? That whole era of him wrestling and doing all that stuff is cool. But I'm just a hater now that he won the fucking Royal Rumble. Yeah. I don't like people that could be like parts. Like he just be going for PLEs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like part-time. I mean, I get it. He earned it, right? But it's like a lot of other people that earned it throughout this year too. I feel like the Royal Rumble should be like the person who like the prior year before, whoever put in like the most work or like got the most hype. I wouldn't have minded if LA Knight won.
LA Knight, Braun Breaker.
You know what I mean? Or Braun Breaker. But I do like the storyline that they're doing with Braun Breaker because I feel like he's a nice contender to actually win the Elimination Chamber. I can see them giving him the Elimination Chamber just because of like his body structure and like how aggressive he is. Obviously, I would like to see Gunther win that, but obviously 2 different styles of wrestling. So like I think his type of fighting fits more in a extreme match like that.
We'll see.
We'll see though.
It's gonna be fun.
I mean? Yeah.
Maybe I think it'd be better storytelling if it's a singles match at WrestleMania, but could it become a triple threat?
That'd be cool too. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they're doing in this like new storyline and how we're gonna go for this further year. Triple H do be on bullshit though, so we like might not even get finisher to these stories that we've been getting. Or he'll finish them fucking next year from now and be like, yeah, remember when we did this?
Remember?
Yeah, remember when we did this last year? Like, this is the final outcome. And it's like, bitch, we forgot about that.
You have a Mount Rushmore of women wrestlers?
Women wrestlers, I think I would like Trish Stratus, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
She's got to be on there. Lita, of course, just because she, what she did for the business. She's a whore, by the way. But Matt Hardy forever. Version 1. That was the best Matt Hardy when he was like,
I can swim for tornado.
that guy was hilarious. But yeah. So Trish Stratus, Lita have to be on there. I guess you could put Nikki Bella on there. She did a lot for like that Divas era. I didn't like that era of wrestling. Like I hated the Diva title belt with the butterfly.
Yeah, I thought that was dumb.
That shit was just super.
It seemed like a toy.
That was also Vince McMahon on bullshit. In like now era, I feel like I would put maybe like Io Sky.
Io Sky's sick.
She's been around. She's been wrestling. She was like 16. She was like in Japan doing all that shit, and she's a really overall good wrestler. As a 4th one, I don't know, personal opinion, I'll probably just put Liv Morgan just because I like Liv Morgan.
We're gonna leave it.
We're gonna leave it at that. I mean, you could say Rhea Ripley too, but I mean, it'd be between like them two, I guess. You could replace Nikki Bella with like AJ Lee if you really wanted to, but I think Nikki Bella did overall.
I think she helped elevate it.
You know what I mean?
Through the
she had a tag team. She did a solo run. She had the tag team. Like she did more than just like.
Than just look good.
Than just look good.
Yeah, no, she put in the work and everything. I think even in that era where she was a quote unquote diva and was on Total Divas and shit, I think she did do a lot for the business. Not just because she was with John Cena at the time either. I think she really made her own way and was like her and Brie, but I'll give it to Nikki because she had the more successful singles run.
Yeah.
So I could agree with that list.
Well, I guess I could replace maybe like the last one with like China. I feel like it'd be like maybe like not Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley and it'd just be China because like
she set the standard.
Yeah,
she was the original.
She was the first Intercontinental Champion.
All right, well, we have a break and I'll book you for the Henny.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, shout out to China. Oh, I used to watch wrestling back in the day when girls were just like, there for looks. Like, don't get me wrong, our era.
I would always walk in on the wet fucking contest. I'm like, I just swear to God, it's
the bra and panties match.
Yeah, like I don't know which one to do.
I think obviously as a young boy, I already knew I liked girls. I was like, oh my God, they're hot, they're pretty. Looking back, I can still respect them for like the shit that they had to go through to even be there. And then a lot of them in that era, like the Trish Stratuses, the Litas, even like people, Tori Wilson, Christy Hemme, Nikki James, like they all put in the work. It's Melina, Candice Michelle.
Yeah, for sure.
Jillian, Beth Phoenix, like they all put in the work to be wrestlers. It's just Vince McMahon wasn't using them the way they could have been used.
I would say it's also a product of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
we're coming out of the Attitude Era where the girls were flashing tits in the crowd.
Yeah, for sure. Like there was that, but it wasn't like frowned upon. Is what I should say.
That's what I was trying to say. Now it's like
people just didn't speak up against it. Basically, they're like, oh, this is just like the normal, and then people started being like, nah, maybe this isn't the normal. Like, you know what I mean? And kind of like speaking up and being like, well, I just want to wrestle. I don't want to do this type of stuff. That's where you get like these type of girls now. Where they're like, is that fat cat right there? Yeah.
You're like, why are you looking behind?
Yeah. I'm like, there's always that fat cat. He's all fat. Look at him.
I mean, yeah, it was a fun era as a kid, kind of seeing some of the Attitude Era. Yeah. I will agree with your Mount Rushmore for the guys or your top 5. Stone Cold, The Rock, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. The only thing I will replace, because I'm biased, is Roman Reigns for John Cena.
You can do that too.
I was like, John Cena carried the company for almost 10 years. I know people got sick of Super Cena, Big Match John, whatever.
Yeah. I just felt like he was kind of like Jey Uso with like the same 5 moves. Those 5 moves work. I get that part. But like, as a wrestling fan, I don't want to see that shit every fucking match.
I guess it gets redundant. Like you're talking about like the greatest wrestlers, true wrestlers. Unfortunately, John Cena's not in there.
Yeah.
But just as far as you go
character-wise,
promos, all that shit, like, and then of course the championships. Obviously he was a star, so they gave him the titles, but like he was my favorite wrestler of all time. So I'll throw him over Roman Reigns.
I will say that if you fucking won the title 17 times, that means you lost it 17 times. So I don't know if that's good or bad.
I know I think once or twice. Once for sure he had to give it up because he got injured in real life.
Yeah.
When he tore his pectoral muscle.
It came back in fucking 2 months.
I think one time the title got
right?
stripped from him, if I'm not mistaken. Other than that, yeah, he did lose a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but that's part of it. You put people over.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, a lot of people, and don't get me wrong, John Cena did bury a lot of people. Looking back, the summer of Punk when he beat John Cena for the title at Extreme.
I'll forever hate CM Punk for cashing in on Jeff Hardy. I don't give a fuck. Forever a hater on him. I don't give a fuck, bro. I went to WrestleMania and I was yelling motherfucking CM Chump. And I swear to God, this kid behind me was so mad. He was like livid that I was not a CM Punk fan. And I love that shit. So like, fuck them kids.
He said, chant all you want, you're gonna get hit by it. But
I was like, I don't give a fuck. And another kid was in front of me eating, and I was like, go, die! We ended up losing that match, so he turned around and was like, oh, he got me back. But
it's just me, ooh.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's when he tapped out, but I was low-key talking that shit, boy, to like a 14-year-old, maybe 12-year-old. It was hilarious. Brenda was like, knock it off.
You mind me bringing up the train story?
Train story. Sounds crazy. I don't think it's not what you guys think.
It's not what y'all think. Train station story.
Which one?
The one where the dude got on the tracks.
Oh, yeah, that's hilarious.
All right, because you just mentioned talking shit.
I say talking shit.
So me and Joe...
Friendly competition.
Me and Joe back in the day used to frequent Pasadena, taking the Gold Line out there. Those were the adventures of Slick Rick and Sloppy Joe days.
No, we used to go, it wasn't in Pasadena. We used to go
everywhere. We went everywhere.
We used to go everywhere.
But we would go to Pasadena a lot. And one of these times we went with a group of our friends. We were coming back. I think I talked on the first episode about this, but we were coming back and there was this couple that was arguing. Y'all saw the dude put hands on the woman.
Nah, he was choking her out on the fucking
set. I didn't see this. I was
like, yo,
y'all, you know I walk fast. I was ahead of all y'all.
Back on it, she was asking for it, low key. She was like, nah.
I think I said this to Abel too. He's like, yeah, I saw a dude hit his girl in front of the apartments. And he's like, and we try to help, but she called us a bitch. So it's like, I can't.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
I was like, bitch, that's crazy. I was like, I'm trying to help you. You was yelling for help. You was the one yelling for help. I would have never came if I didn't hear someone be like, ow!
But they all ran over there. I was ahead. I didn't see them behind me. I looked and y'all were running. I was like, oh shit. So I ran over there.
By the time I getting choked out on stairs. It was like a 12 staircase, bro.
But by the time I
choked out on the stairs, bro. I was like, what?
By the time I got over there, you already separated them. And we were just standing on the stairs. We were talking, trying to de-escalate. That dude was not having it. We cannot confirm, but we're like 98% sure that they were on something.
He had to be on something, bro, because let me tell you, after everything was de-escalated, we go to the other side, right? Because we're going towards like LA. We're going towards San Bernardino. Everything's de-escalated, right? Girl was like, leave him alone. Da, 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 da. I was like, all right. Like, you want to get choked out then. We're going to leave him alone. You can get choked out by yourself. We're going to go to the other side then. We left the other side. I shit you not, maybe like 5 minutes go by, right? And we're like waiting for the train. This guy like starts yelling again from across. That's how I know he was on drugs. So he like remembered. Like he was like, no, I got some shit to say still. And he was like yelling at me from across the thing. And I was like, what? I was like, that's crazy. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm pretty sure drunk me probably said some shit back.
I was going to say, so you don't. I was like, you don't remember what happened before that?
Can't quote what happened before that, but I do know that he fucking came onto the railroad tracks. He jumped down into the railroad tracks and was like, come down here and fight me. And I was like, maybe I don't want to get into this right now. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm not fighting you. So up in here, but he tried to climb up, and I was like, I'm about to just kick him back down. But then I was like, I'm gonna kill somebody. That's crazy. Once the train comes.
No, what happened before that? Things were de-escalated, or we were de-escalating, and you got
yelled,
and you got upset because he was putting hands on his girl, and you called him a bitch, and you said,
"Sounds like me."
And you said, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You putting hands on a woman? What kind of bitch are you?" Da, 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 da.
Was that before or after?
This was before we went over there.
Okay.
And so we were.
So I remember that.
We were still on the staircase, and you said that, and he was talking. I forgot who he was talking to, and then he stopped and he looked at you and said, what the fuck did you just call me? And he kept yelling. You're like, I called you you're a fucking bitch, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you putting hands on a woman? Da, da, da. And yeah, he was lit because he was talking fast as shit. Joe he was like speed talking, and the dude got mad and he's like, come down here. He's like, I'm not fucking going down there. You fucking bitch. Da, da, da. And the dude ran up the stairs. And me and Torch happened to be standing in front of you. In my mind, I was like, damn, am I about to Leonidas Spartan kick this fucking dude down the stairs?
This is Sparta!
what went through my mind, I was like, if you make it through them, I don't know what to do. I was like, he better not make it through 2 of them, because then he's definitely making it through me.
I think me and Torres were just like this. We're like, whoa. But in my mind, I looked at Torres in my peripheral. I'm like, are we about to kick this dude down the stairs? Like, we might break his neck. I don't know. And then also, if he is on crack, this motherfucker popping right back up. We're going to have to really fight.
That was the scary part.
I was like,
that was for me when I was like maybe questioning things. So I was like, I think he's on drugs. And then what confirmed it was when he wanted to fight me in the middle. I was like, oh, no, he's on drugs. I was like, because he doesn't care about his life. Like, that's crazy. I'm just drunk. I care about my life.
We walked over to our side, and yeah, y'all were still going. You were yelling at him, he was yelling at you, and he got on the tracks, and his girl started yelling at him, and you were like, bro, get your dumb ass off the tracks. You're going to get fucking killed. What the fuck is wrong with you? And
trying to be logic for him.
He was like, I don't give a fuck. Da, da, da. And this girl was like, get back here. Da. And he got up, and he's still talking shit, and our train was coming, and he goes, that's why I fucked your sister. And you said, joke's on you. I don't even have a fucking sister. And that shit
can't get me, bro. And I was like, your girl's right there. What does she have to say about
Yeah, that was probably one of the most burnt times. You were also there for the night I became rude ass Rick.
Is that for your birthday?
No, that was La Cita. That was the same night as Bud Light.
Can I get a Bud Light? What a crazy guy. Imagine there being a fucking happy hour and you could get anything you want for like $5 and you'd be like, can I get a Bud Light? Crazy.
Shout out to Hector.
Craziest fucking thing I ever fucking heard of in my life. Because I was like, did a double take. I might have did a triple take. I was like,
I don't know how we heard him. We were already walking back up the steps.
Clear as day for me. I was like, oh no.
He got nervous, and I think he yelled. He kind of yelled at us.
Yeah, you know when he gets nervous. Go, what?
And we were like, we all stopped. We were like, what the fuck did you just say? He came in with that shit, and we said, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he said,
I had to walk back down the stairs. What the fuck you just said?
He said, what the hell's wrong?
Happy hour.
He said, it was the cheapest thing. I said, every fucking beer, $4, whatever it was. I'm like,
oh, you could have got a mixed drink for $8.
Funny ass times.
That guy was crazy. La Cita's expensive as fuck too.
Now, yeah.
La Cita's good. I like that place.
Shout out to La Cita.
Crazy times.
Great fucking times. So, Joe, speaking of great times, they're not going to come to an end. Things are going to change.
Come to a halt.
You are about to be a dad.
I am. I'm about to be a father of a son, which is amazing.
We got another joke coming, y'all. Pray for us.
If it was a girl.
Pray for us.
Yeah, we got another little jit running around. He about to do swanton bombs on me, bro. Crazy. He about to be like, and then just fucking flip on me like I did to my stepdad.
When you found out, what was your initial thought and your feelings in that moment?
I was like, cut that out. I was really excited. It was like not planned though, you know what I mean? I was excited to find out that I was about to have a kid. Didn't plan it though. Like I said, it wasn't like in my expectations, but I'm not gonna sit here and like deny that I didn't want a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I know you always want to be a dad.
Yeah, it's cool. I think if anything, like right now is the best time to have it. I'm in the like most financial stable part of my life, so it's cool. And it's better to be like, 30 than to be like 50 and have a kid and then like, my kid's like, I'm about to be fucking 60 when he's 10. Like, what am I supposed to do with that guy?
He graduates high school and that guy.
Yeah. I might not even make it to that. Right now, I'm 30. I'm at 55. At least he's 25. He's good. I think I might make it at 55, 60. I don't think we're going past that one, buddy.
Wow.
No, just kidding. I don't have the best lifestyle.
Joe, who's the Mount Rushmore of football?
Soccer.
For fuck's sake, stop saying soccer.
Mount Rushmore, huh? I'd put Zinedine for sure. Zuzu, greatest of all time, in my opinion. Should have won the World Cup, but he had to headbutt that motherfucker. But I respect him because I would have done the same thing. I'm a crazy guy like that on the field. Hey, you want to fight, bro? We can fight. I'd have to put Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously, because he's the GOAT. Messi, he's got some accomplishments. He's cool. He's all right. Pele, got the World Cups, 1,000 goals. Put Maradona up there, but I don't think I would put Maradona up there just because we already got Messi, so we don't need two Argentinians. And the last one I would probably put would probably Antonio Di Stefano, Real Madrid legend, crazy player, innovator of the game, did a lot of crazy shit before he was even like done. Johan Cruyff too, honorable mention, just because he created the whole formation of the 4-4-3. Everyone was playing with like 3 in the back, or 4-4-2 was like the most formation. So you have 4 defense, 4 midfielders, and 2 attackers. He created the formation of like, all right, we'll take one of the midfielders and push him up into the attack, and then we'll do the 4-3-3 and have 3 attackers and create the triangles, and that's what we have called the tiki-taka, which Barcelona is like known for. The quick passing, quick one touch, get out of the play and keep possession and let the other team tire themselves out. Like he was an innovator of that shit. So he's probably up there as well. You could probably replace any of those guys I placed else with him. Definitely an innovator of the game. But I just like those others. From what I've personally seen, started watching soccer when I was like back in 2005 or whatever. So I was able to watch the 2006 World Cup, comprehend what was happening, seeing all the good players. Another honorable mention would be Ronaldinho, just a fucking genuine person, likes to party, but he also is like a fucking baller. But he wouldn't be up there because he didn't have a World Cup. Obviously, he didn't do much other than just being like, he's just a nice street baller. You know what I mean? Just a typical Brazilian. He's fucking good with his feet. Obviously, he did amazing things at Barcelona. He did some things at PSG as well when they first were coming up and stuff like that. But I don't know. Obviously, we all had R9 cleats growing up, or R10 cleats growing up, and we had the R9 cleats too for the original Ronaldo. I mean, I think any Brazilian player could be up in there. It's rare that you get so many great players in one fucking decade. So it's like we got to see so many great players, whether it was like Suarez or fucking Neymar with Ronaldo and Messi. We had other up and comers like Bale and Benzema, and you had players like Hazard that was balling for Chelsea. It's a rare time. Sure, like obviously back in the day, there was a bunch of great players as well. Like you had Zinedine, you had Ronaldinho, people like Rooney, straight ballers.
Like, it's hard to
straight ballers.
It's hard to break that down to like a top 5 or whatever.
Like I love soccer so much, so it's like it's so hard to like say like, oh, like in my personal opinion, I could say like, you know, what my 5 players are, but like in the whole aspect of the game, like man, there's so many like people who've done so many different accomplishments. Because there's so many trophies you can win. Like there's a bunch of things. That's why I think like soccer is one of the hardest, but obviously maybe the easiest sport to get into professionally because it's so worldwide. Like you know, as for like baseball or basketball, like you're limited to where you could play at, right? Like obviously you can go to Europe and you can play in Europe as a basketball player, right? But they're not gonna pay as much as the NBA.
It depends.
You know what I mean? Depends. Obviously depends on which club you go to and who you
the
are.
Country, who your skill set.
You know what I mean? What your skill set is, right? But if you're thinking about like an average player who's just like, you know what I mean? Like you're not in soccer, there's a lot of average players. There's not a lot of stars, but like those average players, you could build a whole team of average players, and those people could beat the people with the 2-star team. That's why I love soccer. Is like it is never definitive. Like a bunch of farmers who's not their real job is to play soccer can beat a fucking professional team who's only that's the love of football, right? Because like they have those tournaments where they play against those weaker teams to give those other teams opportunity to generate money for them. But they do generate tournaments where like the Dodgers would never go play a B team in a tournament at Dodger Stadium or at their stadium. They're not going to do that shit. No. But soccer will do that shit. You'll go play at a stadium. Real Madrid will go play at a stadium that only holds 2,000 people, and they'll go to that stadium. That shit will be packed, and that shit will create a lot of money for that team that's staying. Obviously, Real Madrid's going to go there and beat their ass, right? Like they're going to win fucking 6-0, but like those fans don't give a fuck. They want to go see fucking
the best of the best.
The best of the best. You know what I mean?
Against their hometown team.
Exactly. They obviously love Real Madrid. They're probably Real Madrid fans themselves. That's their hometown team, right? That's like,
and this is their opportunity to see the hometown versus.
So it's a great opportunity, and like that's pretty good, especially when you go into the later rounds when your team is like 3rd, 4th division team, just a little city, like how I played for Rosarito, just a little city, and then like you're playing against a fucking giant. Like that's cool. Like that's great experience for you as a player.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you make a name for yourself, a lot of times those teams will pick you up. If you show out and ball against them, they'll give you a contract.
Yeah. So I'm hoping for my friend Jocelyn. Her son's playing in Portugal right now.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the club off the top of my head, but small time club right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think honestly, I've said this to her last year since he's Joaquin's age. He's supposed to be a senior right now in high school, but he's 18. He wants CIF a couple years ago too, and I think he has the potential to be like on a high level soccer club. And
for sure.
Humble beginnings. Yeah. Shout out to Aiden Romo. Remember the name? Because I think he could probably make it to like a big time like Real Madrid, PSG, something like that.
Yeah.
And play on the world stage.
Yeah. All you need is one opportunity, and it's amazing. Now they have a tournament called the Club World Cup. So it's like the winners of every division come and play. It's like you'll get to play the winner of the person from Argentina. You get to play the winner of the person from Mexico. So a lot of tournaments that are out there where you could make a name for yourself and, you know, really put a foot stamp. It's pretty cool. I like to follow that type of like soccer where it's like, oh, like this wonder kid is coming out here making a name for himself. So I try to tell my brother all the time, Joaquin Renell, remember that name too.
Joaquin Renell. He's good. I was just telling him right now, I ain't gonna say too much because he's still playing, but like he should be playing more this season. It's not his fault.
Well, those character, you know what I mean? You gotta.
He does going through trials and tribulations, but I think he has the potential to be playing at a pro level, if I'm being honest.
Well, he's getting offers from these colleges that are D2, D3. You know what I mean? He hasn't got a D1 offer yet. Some of them are community colleges, and they're offering some good stuff. So it's like,
might not be bad.
You could do the community college and still do your 4 years as a university. It's not hard. You can also go to, like, how you say, go to Portugal. If I was able to make it in Mexico, I feel like he's way better than me. You know what I mean? So more dedicated too. So I was more of a partier, and I like to.
But he also had you growing up. All the times back here, y'all would be
for sure.
Well, I'll be working and shit. So
yeah, and I was not going easy on that guy.
No, you weren't. So I think he was set up for success, and I think he has the potential to make it. Remember those two names? They might be in the World Cup one day. And speaking of the World Cup, as of right now, we're supposedly hosting it here in the U.S.
Yeah,
as of right now, I know you want to make it to the World Cup, at least one World Cup match. I'm gonna say this right now. You don't have to say it. Y'all want to help my boy fund his dream to go see the World Cup live?
I got tickets on hold right now, bro. We got until February 5th, so we got 2 more days to find out if I got these tickets. And I need $8,000.
So if you want to cash app at
Shloppy Joe.
I mean, he's got a baby on the way, but he want to go to the World Cup. He might even take his baby to the World Cup.
Man, that'd be amazing.
I mean, he'd be a newborn, but like a month, like a month.
I don't even need to get him a ticket. I think he just sit in my lap.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I
don't think babies need a ticket. I hope not. That'd be kind of shitty.
Crazy. Nah, in California, probably.
Money talks. I got one more question for you. Like something that sticks on your mind, or a favorite memory with our group of friends. Doesn't have to be everybody, but our group of friends. A time that we've gone out or gone on a trip.
Oh man. A lot of great memories.
A lot of Vegas trips.
A lot of Vegas trips. I'm trying not to do the dive bars. I'm trying to put it together. I'm trying not to pick the most recent memories.
Like, Laughlin was dope.
Laughlin was awesome.
Coming in hot.
Coming in fucking hot, bro. That was a great time. That was such a classic time. Man. I'm trying not to be biased. It just happened. I would like to say, I know a lot of people weren't there, but it was a very memorable time, and it was special for me. I would say it would have to be when we all probably went to Mexico. Rosarito. Ooh. Just because I used to live there, so it was very sentimental for me. And then having not all my friends, but at least a few of my friends being like, all right, I'm down to go. I'll get my passport.
Shout out to tourists.
You know what I mean? Like,
fuck that
I thought that was cool. Like, I invited, a lot of my friends to come, invited at least a couple of them to come to Mexico. Only a select few actually came to Mexico, to the place where I used to
that shit was dope.
You know what I mean? So it was fun. We went to the Papas and Beer, so we had the party, you know what I mean? We got the bottle service, and then the artist was there.
Holy shit, we did.
You know what I mean? And then we had the good eats at the Puerto Nuevo, with the fucking lobster and steak, and you know what I mean? With the beach view, everything was good. The Airbnb was fire, right on the beach. You know what I mean?
We gotta do that again.
People were there. That was amazing. Todd, Lisa, my Aunt Lisa,
me, Taurus.
Yeah. Special shout out to my cousin Randy, because he came out too. You know what I mean? So
the girl Brenda. Shout out to Brenda.
Yeah, it was fun. You know what I mean? I think that was one of my favorite.
I'll agree with you. That was a dope ass time.
Probably good. Because nothing bad happened. There's a couple other times where maybe it would be my favorite memory just because of a burnt situation. But nothing burnt happened. Everything was according to plan.
Your birthday trip, everything went smooth.
Yeah, nobody got hurt. Nobody got lost.
One time. I did that
one time. I got lost one time, and all of a sudden now.
I'll bring that up real quick. I have no problem bringing that up. We've been talking about some Brent stories. I got lost in Vegas one time. About 7 years ago.
For 7 hours, bro.
It was 4.
Nah, bro. It was a long time.
Nah, it was 4 hours, bro. Don't trip. We left at In-N-Out at 11.
It was 12 midnight.
When we left the In-N-Out.
And you didn't come back till 7 a.m.
No, it was at least 4:30.
I'll give you 6.
Maybe 5. No, it was at least 5 in the morning. Right. 4.5, 5 hours.
A long time to be lost.
So the long story short was, you ever been to Vegas and done the high roller at the Link Hotel?
All you can drink.
All you can drink for 30 minutes.
I thought this was America.
We had gone to Vegas a few times, 3 times that year alone in 2018. This was being the 3rd time celebrating his cousin's 21st. I had not been drunk in Vegas. You hear these stories about, I got fucked up in Vegas. I got buzzed in Vegas when we went for Cinco de Mayo earlier that year, and we took the bottles of champagne from brunch.
Yeah.
But we went back to the hotel and slept that off.
9 bottles.
9 bottles for 3 people. For brunch, for a 2-hour brunch.
2-hour period. That's 3 bottles each.
But we went back to the hotel and we knocked out for a few hours, so I don't really count that. I was only buzzed. We walked back fine. I wanted to get drunk, on purpose.
For sure, got drunk on purpose.
So all you can drink. They didn't have Henny, so I did Jack and Cokes.
I never seen someone get cut off on all you can drink.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think I had like 7 drinks. One of your cousins gave me her drink.
Yeah.
Because she was like, oh, I don't like it. I was like, all right, there's 8. I drink fast, y'all. Like, I've been kind of babysitting this.
I'm going to give it to them. The cups are small.
I was like, they're even smaller than this.
The cups were small. They were like real small Dixie cups, but she was putting full shots in that shit. So it wasn't like she was skimping on the alcohol.
No, she wasn't.
She was just skimping on the juice, bitch. So it's like he's just taking full shots, bro, like back to back.
I like to drink, and I have a.
And he was ordering adioses too. That's like
no. I was doing Jack and Cokes. I was doing that. I do adioses in the casino. I was doing Jack and Cokes on the high roller, but so I ended up drinking like 8 in like 20.
It's a 30-minute ride.
23 minutes, I think. But at drink number 7, the girl was like, "Oh, you've already had enough." That's all she said. She's like, "You've had enough."
I was the only person on that fucking thing that got 6 fucking drinks. That's why
it
is
all
first in line every time.
It is all you can drink, and I wasn't being belligerent or anything. But when she did say that, you ever seen South Park? I looked at her and I said, "I thought this was all you can drink." And then I looked at my friends and I said, "I thought this was America."
I thought this was America.
That shit was crazy.
So his cousin,
because he didn't really look at us. He kind of said it to her too as well. Like he was.
Well, I kind of looked at y'all for the reference. I didn't know if she was gonna get it, but I was like,
for sure, he said it and then looked at us. He was like, "I thought this was America." Straight to her face and then looked at us, and I was like, "I don't think she gets the reference, buddy."
Your cousin, the birthday girl's friends were cool, and I told them what happened. They're like, "Oh, do you want me to get you one?"
They fed into his fucking addiction, bro.
Yeah, give me that shit. So I ended up having like 9 in the 30-minute period. We go to In-N-Out. I didn't eat. At the time, I was in better shape, and I was like, I'm good. I was
telling him to eat. I was like, you need to eat something better.
I definitely should have.
Because that guy didn't walk out. He thinks he walked out of that motherfucking high roller, bro.
Once that air hit me,
it was stumbling, bro. I was like, oh my God, Ricky.
That air hit me. I was like, oh, I'm feeling it. And then when we sat down,
I was like, please get a burger at In-N-Out. Hey, that boy waited in line, bro, and never got no fucking food. That's crazy, right?
I think someone got me a drink. I went to go sit down, but once we left In-N-Out, it hit me hard. And we were walking. You and your cousin were chilling for a second. I was rolling up a big ass wood. Apparently, I was dry hitting on a tree. He looked up and he was like, "Yeah, I can't look at you, or else I'm gonna throw up."
I was already drunk too, so I was like,
in my drunk mind, I remember thinking, "Oh, if I walk, I'll feel better. Like I just need to walk this off." And I kept walking, and I already walked fast, so like I'm moving. And I turned around like 2 minutes later. I said, "Damn, where they?" I said, "Oh, they'll catch up." I turned around a minute later, and that guy was gone. I was like, oh my God, he left. And like, Vegas at like a midnight, at that time in 2018, the streets were packed, fucking walking around, movement everywhere. I was like, look at my cousin. I looked at my blunt and I was like, he's gone. I hated my blunt. And I was like, that's crazy. We just started walking and we're like, we had a discussion of having a meetup point at the Venetian. We had a discussion of that. I was like, bro, we're just gonna meet at the Venetian because you should remember that shit. Nah, bro, Drunk Ricky did not remember that shit. Well, I actually did go into the Venetian, but
like probably 10 hours later, bro.
I went in maybe like,
you probably went there before us.
30, 45 minutes later. I had no sense of direction. So I think I like stumbled in there and I was like, I probably look crazy walking down the street. I shit you not, bro. We walked from like, where was that? From the Highland, we walked all the way to the Venetian and then we didn't see him at the Venetian. So we're like, well, maybe we passed him. So we walked back to the Flamingo, which is right by the high road. We basically like did that shit twice. And we went all the way back. And then we were like, when we were walking back, we were like, this motherfucker has the key to the Airbnb. Yeah, I was about to say, the worst part about that. He has the key to the Airbnb. And he said he didn't want to give me the key because he didn't trust me. That was the crazy part. Young Ricky, especially drunk, I'm still stubborn, but I've learned over my my dumbassery to be like, okay, somebody else should probably hold this because I'm about to get fucked. And I know we stayed in a ghetto Airbnb because tell me why I fucking broke into that shit with my credit card. That's the only reason to get in. And this motherfucker stumbles in 2 hours later. No, it was a few hours later. It was. I was 2. We was there for like a couple hours, and we were like. What do we do? They look like some concerned parents when I walked. We genuinely were like, well, the sun's about to come up and he's not back yet. He might be dead. Is he in jail? Like, did he get arrested? I know they'd be getting kind of mad at public intoxication sometimes. They'd be like, and I know Ricky, he'd be like, I'm not drunk. And but what's funny is even being drunk, I didn't talk to anybody. I wasn't being belligerent, slurring, because I kept to myself. I was thinking a lot. I was trying to figure out where the fuck I was. I lost all his money. I didn't have any money. All my cash was in the room. I wound up in the staff parking lot of one of the hotels, and there were 2 biker cops or security guards. And I'm walking by, and they were like, hey, do you need help? And I was like, no, I'm good. You know me. I probably look crazy, and he walked over, and he's like, oh, what are you looking for? You look crazy. I probably look craziest shit. Because people on the sidewalk, I remember there was a couple walking. I was just looking straight, and I kind of looked at them, and they were like, "Oh hell no!" I'm like, "So I'm looking for a cab line." And he goes, "Oh, I'll take you there." I was like, "All right, cool." I've been looking around, I couldn't find shit. Because in my mind, I was like, "Yeah, obviously,
I'm fucking drunk.
I'm drunk as fuck." He takes me to the cab line, and I'm chilling. But in my mind, I'm like, "Fuck, my phone's dead." Also, this is like the worst time to get lost. I have the key to the Airbnb,
and his phone's
I
dead.
drove to Vegas. My phone is dead, and I have no cash on me. So I'm standing in the cab line, and there's two groups of girls. There's like a group of 3 and a group of 4. These girls are from Australia. These girls are from England. And I'm standing there thinking to myself, damn, I gotta try and convince this cabbie that I'm not gonna jip him. Just take me back to my room, and I got cash for you. How am I gonna do that? And then these women in the front looked at me, and they're like, "Are you okay?" Again, my stubborn ass was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then they said, "Who are you with?" My friends. Where they at? I don't know.
I lost him 3 hours ago.
And they said, "Do you want to come back with us? We're staying at the Flamingo." One of them said the Flamingo. The other one said MGM Grand. Girls in front of me, I was like, no. One, I'm drunk, and in my mind, I'm like, I gotta get home. Two, in my opinion, they didn't look like all that in the back. So I was like, I'm cool. I was like, no.
Drunk as hell. You was in triple of them. You didn't even know what the fuck you was looking at.
I was about to get fucking robbed, or my fucking.
You didn't have no money. You was gonna get robbed for
They were gonna take my kidneys and sell them on the black market or some shit. I don't know.
You only need one. You're good.
I'm good. So they left, and the girls behind. I'm still thinking the girls behind me did the same fucking shit. I'm like, oh, this is a setup. They're like, oh, we're staying at the MGM Grand.
I'm dead.
You want to come back with us? No. I got back to the room, went up the stairs, grabbed the cash. They were like, where you been? My foot got stuck in a bag.
In a Cane's bag.
And then I walked back out, gave the dude his cash. It was like, I think my ride was like 20 something. I gave him 40. I was like, thank you. And I went back upstairs. I got undressed, chilling in my shorts, and they were like, where the fuck have you been?
Yeah, he walked in like nothing fucking happened. Like he wasn't gone for fucking 10 hours, bro. Like we wasn't fucking worried. It's crazy.
Let's talk about Cinco de Mayo 2018. We went out to Vegas. We had a great ass time. You, me, and your cousin.
That was fun.
That's when we did the 9 bottles in 2 hours at brunch.
She was like, I just want to let you know, I've never served nobody this much alcohol.
Shout out to our server. She was a real one.
She got the last bottle there too.
Because,
I was like,
because we joked at the end because she kept feeding us mimosas, bottomless mimosas. We paid for. Can we just do without the juice? She goes, you just want straight champagne? Towards the end, she was pouring straight champagne, and then she goes, I'm actually about to go on my break, and we joked, and I was like, oh, you can leave the bottle, and she goes, okay. She left the fucking bottle for us. So all in all,
hey, she got tipped like $100.
Yeah, she did. We gave her a great.
I was like, I fucking tipped the fuck out of her. I was like, I'm leaving for 40. What do you have on? Put it
to Encore Beach Club.
Yeah, that was fun too.
That was cool. You know, you see some things that you didn't really care to see, like couples fucking in a floaty.
That was a great time for me. That was a great time.
People dancing on the stage, shaking ass and shit.
Oh, this is why I don't get in pool.
After we left Encore, it was like 3, 4 in the morning, and we're walking back to our room.
Someone was getting arrested,
and your cousin was like, "Ooh, you're in
trouble." He's like, "Ooh, you fucked up. You're getting in trouble."
And then there was a group of 3 women in front of us, and one of them turned around and looked at him and said, "No, you're in trouble." And he was like, "Whoa!" And then they just started, chopping it up, whatever. And we kept walking. And then after a few blocks, he goes, "Oh, I got that girl's number." He goes, "We're gonna meet up with them at the MGM Grand in a few hours." Cool. We go back to the room. We change and shit. Me and Joe, the gamblers that we are, we were at the tables, and his cousin was looking for these 3 women.
He's like, "I'm gonna meet him at the lounge." That's what I should have known. The red flag right there. Right? Meeting at a lounge, red flag.
So they go to this lounge inside the MGM Grand. Joe and I meet with them later.
After I lost all my money.
Yeah, it wasn't a good round for you. I did okay. His cousin's talking to the one girl that turned around and talked to him initially on the street. And then there's these 2 other women. Now, something if you don't know about my homie Joe, he is socially anxious. I'm awkward as fuck, he is. So if I don't know you in public, I'm probably not gonna talk to you. And these 2 women were like trying to talk to him because I think they sensed like, oh, he's shy. Like they were kind of like going at him. And I'm sitting next to him chilling, and they were like, oh, so where are you guys from? What do you do? Blah blah blah. And we told them, and then me trying to keep the conversation going because we're sitting there. I was like, oh, what do y'all do? One of the women were like, oh, if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. Try me, bitch. And I looked at her and I said, this girl's either gonna tell me that she's a model or that she's a prostitute.
I was like, she about to say something crazy.
And she said, I'm a porn star. I'm actually on this website. And me and Joe were like, oh. And her friend goes, they don't believe you, girl. And then
I believe you.
And he don't believe me. They were hyping each other up. And this girl was like, oh, watch this. I'm gonna show you some shit that hasn't even been released yet. I just filmed this. And she pulls out her phone, and it's her and this dude on camera. And she goes, oh, this is the boring part. Skips ahead.
It was like a 19-minute video, bro.
Yeah,
I was like, Jesus Christ.
She skips ahead, and she's performing something on this dude. And I was
like, I guess we were doing at the lounge.
I looked at her and I looked at the phone and I was like, I told you I believed you. And Joe just went, ha, 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 ha.
I was like, bitch, that's crazy, son. I never just, what? Why would I want to be with you after that? That's
it was pretty wild. What was even
was-
funnier is she was like, I have a call at 9.
That was crazy, right? Yeah, she's like, I got work at 9 a.m.
And I was like, you're going to get some dick in 3 hours?
I was like, what are you, she's been talking to me then.
Or trying to be gentlemen, like, oh, what do y'all want to drink? 3 peach bellinis. Okay. He got up and he called you over with him. And so I was stuck at the table with these women and he told you what was going on. And so then you guys were like trying to wave me down. I was looking at y'all like, are they waving at me?
He told me what was going on. Like, I didn't already know what was going on. That's what's crazy. Yeah, he's like, hey, these girls are prostitutes. And I was like, no shit, dude.
Because the girl that was talking to him, he was like, oh, so you want to come back to the room? And she said, yeah, but you know what I'm about, right?
Yeah, she was trying to charge that motherfucker like $500. I was like, bitch, I don't got $500.
So they went to go get the drinks. At first you were waving, and then you texted me, and I was like, oh, they need help with the drink. Excuse me. I walk over there. You slid me a cup, and you said, there's your drink. We're about to ditch them. I was like, I was like, that's cool.
That's crazy.
I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was here for him.
I'll never forget my cousin's genuine reaction though when we was walking home. He was like, man, I thought they really liked me for me. I was like, you fucking idiot. That was the greatest response to Eric. I know, like, low-key, his ego was kind of hurt because he was like, man, I really thought, like, I had it like that. No, nah, these bitches wanted money, bro. We went in Vegas the hard way that night.
And then we went to the pool the next day with your family, and we told you. Yeah. If we walk away, just know.
I know that those champagne helped me that day, the next morning, because the next morning I was going through it, son. Remember we was at the pool and I was like,
you weren't feeling.
I was like, I'm gonna leave.
We had a cabana and shit. We were chilling, but you were not feeling good.
I was like, bro, it's May in Vegas, bro. It's like 104.
It was hot.
It's hot as fuck.
It felt good though.
I was like,
being in the pool.
I was like, milk was a bad choice.
There's so many stories, bro. We could be here all night. But is there any final things you want to say to viewers?
Fuck ice.
Fuck ice.
I would just say thanks for having me on. Thanks for everybody in the fantasy league for giving me $50. You paid my rent. I have a baby on the way, so that was really appreciated. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. I'm gonna join next season, so I'm gonna back to back like the Dodgers. Woo! We're gonna work on a 3-peat.
And shout out to you. Appreciate you coming on Slick Talk. Appreciate you having me. As I always say, y'all, make sure you have a conversation with someone in your life. It could be a minute, it could be an hour, whatever it is. Talk to the people around you. Communication is important. Friendships are important. Family is important. Love is important. And we'll catch y'all next time. Episode Slick Talk. Seahawks are gonna win the Super Bowl.
Facts. Peace.
Peace out.